It's the media virus spreading all around. We're a pack of morons stuck here on the ground. They feed us the lies while we just stand by, drowning in the noise as the truth walks by. It's the media virus taking control.
Well, our guest tonight is what you would get if Joe Rogan, Tony Robbins, and your high school wrestling coach had a baby and raised it on caffeine, chokeholds, and conspiracy theories. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, an MMA commentator, and podcasting powerhouse with over 400 episodes under his black belt. Yeah, that's how committed he is. From interviewing scientists to stuntmen to love gurus and life coaches, this man has a curiosity deeper than Reddit, a Reddit rabbit hole at 2 a.m. He's the former host of Comin At Ya Podcast and now runs his own wild ride of show. And he's here tonight to talk about life, fights, and why weird is the new and wonderful. Please welcome Christopher Perry.
What's going on, guys?
It's
nice that was probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no,
we try to get you all primed up at the
we like to,
it works for sure.
Folks up. So, the reason I'll be honest with you, man, you're one of, I think, 2 people that we've interviewed on the Matchmaker that we've approached. Like I reach you because you're in Philly. I'm trying to build the connections, and you compare yourself to Joe Rogan. I kind of compare the show to like an Adam Carolla show. It's 2 competing first placers that we're both chasing. So I think we have a lot in common. I think we can get into some fun.
Oh, for sure. And honestly, I don't compare myself to Rogan. I aspire to be like Rogan. So it's a goal to be as much like his style as possible, but I would certainly not compare myself to him. He's on a whole nother level than I am, for sure.
No, right. I mean, that's what it's the brass ring you're reaching for.
Yeah.
That good of an interviewer. And you have to do a lot of drugs to get there, I think. So
for sure.
But he's done 400 episodes of.
Yeah, we did about 450 episodes, and then COVID hit, and we used to do them in studio, and we started in around 2009. And when COVID hit, we just couldn't get back on track again. And I loved doing podcasts so much. I finally said to myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go on my own, because we couldn't wrangle everybody in the showroom, or not the showroom, but in the studio, or get everybody running on the same nights. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go off on my own.
Familiar, Mike?
Yeah, this is exactly our story.
We're literally telling our story.
Oh, okay. Did you guys have another member, or were we part of another group?
We were part of a different group. And the leader of that group kind of gave up. He found love, so he no longer needed sarcastic.
Love will ruin a lot of stuff.
Comedy. I already had love, so I knew what she knew what she was getting into. So, and it was COVID that kind of made it. And then we tried to do, we did one Zoom attempt, and it just turned into a spiraling argument.
It was awful.
Really?
Yeah. We had a lot
of timing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the hard part, right? When you get on Zoom, especially with you guys understand, is you bring a guest on that you've never ever spoken to before. And you got to jump into some sort of rhythm and have a conversation with them. And it seems to be harder with people versus strangers. And I don't know if you guys have that same vibe.
I do have that same. It's almost like the people don't know why they're there. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%.
I have. It's kind of one of the ideas I started with interviewing, because we didn't know where to start. We just kind of like, it was literally. Me and him were talking one day. It's like, we miss podcasting.
What have we had? 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, we were both basically. I was an executive producer of an internet radio show. He was the executive producer of. We both kind of did the same thing. I was like, one of us has to try to be a host. And I kind of had a little bit of an aspiration. So I took the front. But I mean, we share the responsibility.
It's tough when you have a lot of people doing it, like in a group. Like 2 people is much easier than 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a designated leader or a guy to guide the conversation, it falls to shit.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that think they can lead the conversation, but a lot of people can't. And that's where the problem starts.
Well, that's the thing. And honestly, I think we did the show. We did the show for 2 years before we started to promote it. Like,
yeah,
we like at the 3-year mark, I said, okay, that was practice.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Now let's see what we can walk into. And then like we discovered a lot of these AI models, you can kind of bend them to your will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I basically took your bio off the thing and threw it into Perplexity. Perplexity gave me a more complex, information. Then I took that, put it into ChatGPT and said, give me a late night style intro on Chris Perry. And
ChatGPT helps me through so many things.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many guys you have. I'm a one-man show. And I've got my system down to interviewing for about an hour and a half. And I do the same thing you do. I'm on Matchmaker and Podmatch and all those other ones. And they're all great websites. But I'll gather the info, I'll drop it in, and I'll ask it to refine the intro for me. Like I have an idea what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a wordsmith on paper. I'm better at talking. So it shortcuts me to get the information I need and be able to give some sort of nice presentation for whoever I'm going to speak to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we found, and honestly, we do the show Wednesday night, no matter what, whether we have a guest or not, whether we have anything prepared or not.
Yeah.
And it's much, and we do the show in 3 segments. This is the middle segment. The middle segment's the interview segment. And, if we enjoy, having people on and the people enjoy being on, we'll invite them on to the next segment, which is we discuss news and try to be funny. It gets dirty. It's not safe for work. It's not the type of thing you want your kids or your grandparents to see, but
you're not playing in the car with your kids in the backseat.
No. I mean, it depends on you. I don't like to control people. I'm a libertarian. You do what you want.
Okay.
I don't really care. And
it's interesting because the comments I used to get about my old podcast, and I would apply this to you guys as well, is you're out to dinner and the table next to you is having a better conversation. So you kind of want to listen in and hear what they're saying.
No, yeah, we're trying to be somewhere. Yeah,
that's kind of who we try to be.
Yeah. And with Matchmaker, I did the same thing. When I started off on my own, I had this goal. I was going to have all kinds of crazy interviews and stuff. And probably within the first 2 or 3 months, it turned into some sort of self-help, spiritual success kind of it's the thing. And it seems like on those websites, like the majority of the people are on there that are either authors or some sort of self-help.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you were like I was. Like I started out just interviewing whoever would want to speak to me.
Oh yeah,
I had some great guests. I had some really shitty ones too, but you try to make them work.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you do it, the better opportunities you get from people presenting themselves. Once you start getting reviews and people start commenting on your stuff, and the quality of it goes up. But that takes like a good year and a half, right?
It could. I mean,
at least for me.
Yeah. No. I mean,
we've been through a number of iterations though, because in the beginning, like the first couple of shows was me and you.
Yeah, it was just the 2 of us.
And then we had Doc join us for a while. And then we brought Dre on. And that dynamic worked. Even with guests, we bounced that around.
Sure.
Yeah. And so in the next segment, we have 2 more people that join us. That's,
Gotcha.
It's kind of like a variety.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a real good vibe. I listened to your podcast today, and I listened to the one that was with Sam Brown, the guy from The Whitest Kid You Know.
Yeah, dude.
That was a great interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys jumped right in, and he was so willing to just jump back in with you, coming back. And the way you guys were going back and forth with each other, I enjoyed the conversation thoroughly. I listened to the whole thing. there were certain parts I enjoyed where you were talking about Zoom and how old people use it. It's kind of like the Facebook of social apps, like because you kind of get that same vibe. But I really particularly like the part in the conversation where you talked about and I had this exact same conversation with one of my kids. I have 4 kids. I have a 27-year-old, a 21-year-old, and twins that are 18. And they all feel like they grew up in the wrong era. They all feel like they're 80s, 90s kids because they're like me. And I was talking about TV and how when we were kids, there's only like a couple stations. You guys are from Philly as well. You had 3, 6, 10 public stations, PBS on channel 12, which was the government channel, and it was all your animal shows and some of the British stuff from BBC.
Being Served is one of my favorite fucking shows.
Yeah.
And right now I am working part-time in Boscov's men's suits, and I'm the only person that knows the word haberdashery. But I work in the haberdashery department, and they have.
But you were talking about when you were a kid and how everybody watched the same things.
Yeah,
and that was the conversation I had with my kids. Like when we were kids, you only had so many stations, so you were going to watch whatever's on. Especially, let's take a Saturday for example, channel 29.
Yeah,
you go through your cartoons for the first couple hours. 11 o'clock WWE comes on. Then at noon it's Black Belt Theater. Like all of your friends watch the same shit, so you had the same conversations. Now my kids don't watch, like their best friends don't even watch the same stuff because it's so saturated.
Yeah,
so you don't have the same memories.
Yeah, they compare notes and trade. They don't. Yeah, they don't have that shared experience that we have.
Right. And do you guys have kids?
I have 2.
I have 2.
How old are they?
My oldest boy is 29. He'll be 30 in January. He's married. He's got 2 kids. So I'm a granddad.
Okay. And how did that feel to become a granddad?
It was fucking fantastic.
Really?
It's here's the thing is I had him when I was 19, him and his mom.
Okay.
Me and his mom did not get along too well after the birth of the child.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of tense things. I finally got full custody of him when he was like 14 and a half.
Okay.
And since I got him, he graduated from the University of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And married his high school sweetheart. As a matter of fact, the first day of school was freshman year. He sat next to this girl and she claimed him.
How did she claim him?
She's just like, you're mine.
Really?
Yeah. And they have 2 kids together and they're married and they're living in Port Richmond.
And do you guys have conversations with your kids about what it was like when we were young? Like I'm going to be 55 this weekend. And I try to explain to my kids.
All right.
Okay.
You look younger, so there you go.
Thanks, man. But I was talking about like when I first got my first cable box, right? And you had all the digits up top, and then you flipped a switch, and now you got your second tier of channels.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
kids, you fucking paper. They don't know the struggle.
Oh, dude, you know what you should do? Are you familiar with the television show? It's an ABC show, but the Goldbergs.
Yeah, absolutely.
I binge watch it sometimes just because it's so nostalgic to me. Because if you look it up, Adam Goldberg was born in 1976. I was born in 1976. All of his memories are basically my memories.
So you live the same exact life.
Yeah, it's the same. I often, you talk about wanting to get weird, man. I often believe that I'm in a simulation built just for me. It won't
and that's not a crazy thought, though.
It won't let me get rich. It won't let me have any success. But when I became diabetic, all this zero sugar shit started coming out. All of this no sugar stuff started coming out when I became diabetic. When I had to quit smoking, I smoked for years and years and years, but it was time I was starting to lose body parts.
Right.
All of a sudden, these things are the nicotine pouches. And
did you lose a body part?
I lost a toe.
Okay. Did they let you keep it?
No, it was full of protection.
Make a necklace out of it?
No, because it was a biohazard. It was mercury,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
So it was one of those things. But
Yeah.
I forget what the hell was I talking about.
We were talking about
how
living the
you know,
childhood.
Yeah, well, just that I live, that I live in a simulation built just for me, and
Yeah.
so these nicotine pouches are and now they're on sale for like, they know I'm cheap, so they're on sale for like, if you buy 3 of them at Wawa, right, they're $1.99. So it's $6 for 3 of them. If you buy one, they're $6. So you're
So
saving
it's 1
money
or 3 for the same price.
pretty much. If you know, like, it pretty much, yeah, it's like $5.50 something.
Okay.
I round up a lot. I'll
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
it's probably a couple of pennies difference,
Yeah,
but
like I'm 5'7", but if somebody asks, I'm 6 foot. I round up.
You got the same problem I do.
you guys are
Yeah.
about the same stature.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are you like? You're like 6'3", right? I think I heard you say on the other podcast.
Yeah, I'm 6'3", and it's
Okay. Minus the toe, 6'2".
no, the toe had no effect. I'm still 6'3". It's I don't walk around on my tippy toes, so.
So I want to hear about how your daughter-in-law claimed your son, because dating it was a lot different when we were younger.
Yeah.
I was telling a story the other day. Like, I went to Catholic school up until 8th grade, and then I switched over to public school, and I had zero skills whatsoever in how to talk to somebody, how to dress, how to interact with people, like females. I was not good at any of it.
See, here's what I figured out. If a girl starts stalking you,
Yeah.
fuck her and pledge your love and just continue to fuck her. It's worked well for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. There's only one woman I chased.
Yeah. And is that your wife?
No, that was
No.
no, that was my son's. That was my oldest son's mother. The one I chased.
Oh, okay.
I had a thing for her.
He learned
Yeah.
his lesson.
Yeah. No, every other one, it's been some girl like,
Don't trust what that tells you.
Have you had a stalker in the past?
I married him. I'm not joking.
Oh, okay. I had these
I'm
two
the-
girls I was dating when I was 21 for like 6 months. I didn't tell either one about each other, and then one day they both showed up in my house.
Ooh.
I introduced them to each other, and I left. And I just went to work for the day. I came home like 8 hours later, and my mom is sitting there talking to both of them, telling them how much of a piece of shit I was. And the one girl was a total stalker. She would sit outside my back bay window on my house while I was watching TV. The TV was right in front of the window. And she was like, do you remember Land Shark from Saturday Night Live? It was Chevy Chase.
Yes.
Like he would try anything to get into the house. He'd be like Girl Scout cookies, Pizza Man. Like he would just try everything. And she would sit outside my window, like on the other side of the TV.
Oh,
And then one day I got so tired of it. And I just looked at her and I go, you know what? I hope you die in a car accident. And just because I was angry. I didn't think about what I was saying. She left the house, and like 5 minutes later, I get a phone call from the ambulance. Like, hey, do you know Abby Zeitz? I said, yeah. I probably shouldn't have said her name. But I said, sure. They're like, well, she just got in a car accident. I was like, oh, no. And I say to my dad, I'm like, hey, can you drive me down? It's like a mile from my house. Traffic's backed up. It's middle of summer. It's like 90 degrees. And I look at my dad. I'm like, I got to get there. And I get out of the car and I run. I just start running. I make it like a quarter mile, and I turn up the street, and I'm running up this big hill. And I get there, and my dad's already sitting there. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, you had a good pace. I didn't want to slow you down. I'm like, are you serious? and he's sitting there hugging her. And I'm like, all right, I know what's up. Like, and he was single at the time. I'm like, you're hitting on my fucking girlfriend. But she was a bit of a lunatic. And it turns out I was the one who made her that way. She didn't start that way. So I'll take the blame for it. Yeah. Full blame on my side.
Well, I don't see how that can happen. But hey, man, if you want to take responsibility, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with your podcast, and you guys switched off to doing your own thing, how long did it take you to really find your rhythm? Because you guys are pretty good partners with each other from what I watched on the podcast the other day. Like, did you hit the ground running
Yeah.
because of your previous podcast, or did it take a minute for you to get up to speed?
To a degree, I feel like we hit the ground running.
We took it real slow.
we had to put this together, what we've become, but we had a rapport. But that was actually one of the questions when we decided we were going to do something. It was in a phone conversation, and we decided the following night we would get together and have a meeting and just talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, that started off as a Zoom, and we hit record and we did a show, and that was that. But one of the things that we talked about was we know that we have a rapport. We know that we can be funny together and do this together. Our concern was the timing.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were used
like when you would speak to each other, like on Wednesday nights, or the timing of just going back and forth with each other.
Our back and forth time, because we were used to being at the same table. The show we did before, we did at a guy's dining room table.
Okay, so, it's a big change to go from in person, which is what I used to do, to the Zoom, and that's where we really had the hard crossover. Like some guys just can't handle it.
And he would print out things. He would print things out so you could follow along. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was a kind of like we stole some bits from him too, because
why not?
Why not?
Yeah, why wouldn't we? And one of the bits that we stole is called cold read theater. And basically what we do is we just somebody writes a script. It doesn't matter who. And if we have enough people, hopefully we like to do it when we have a female, just because it's easier to have a female part. It makes it more believable.
Yeah.
So somebody writes a script. Sometimes it's me and Mike. What we'll do, I'll start it. He'll go write some of it. I'll go have to deal with what he wrote and then keep writing. He'll go have to deal with what I wrote and then keep writing. And then we'll present it to the group and we'll assign characters and we'll make everybody read. Just try to read. Okay. Just try to read the thing. So, he would.
And do they have to say exactly what's on the paper?
Yeah.
I mean, usually. we have a guy who has never said exactly what's on the paper. Never once. But the reason that he's not here right now with us is because he's in 2 improv troupes. And one of them is
so that dude's just improvising every time he's on there.
Well, so he gets the beats of what he's supposed to say and how he's supposed to say it, and then delivers what he thinks. The point is if you can't count on him to give you a setup line.
Okay.
There's a line there and it's important to the reaction. You can't give it to him, or you have to make a note. Read this exactly.
Yeah.
Because
does he read that part as well? Like when he gets to it, he goes, "Read this part exactly." Does he say it out loud?
He has, but to fuck with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of us, speaking of, you were talking about PBS and our childhood earlier.
Yeah.
One of my great heroes, like one of the people I wanted to be growing up was, I don't know if I hope you remember Uncle Floyd.
No, what was he?
He would have been on NJN channel.
He was on channel 12 too sometimes, but he was on NJN a lot, and you could get NJN in the city. But he would he would do a vaudeville act, and it was very silly, and he would argue with puppets. But one of my favorite bits is he would sit there and play the piano, and all of his friends would fuck with him. They would throw shit at him. They'd pull the piano away from him real slow. They'd pull his chair away from the piano real slow, and he would just keep playing
just to break his rhythm.
They would just try to see if they could get him to stop playing, and he would never stop playing. He would just the whole bit he could play through whatever they did to him, and that's part of what I want to have here. Like I'm trying to do something, but we're also here to make each other laugh and to kind of fuck with each other. You know what I mean?
It's got to be fun, right? When you're doing it,
I love it. We thrive on it. We do it. We've been doing it every week. This is episode 246.
We're coming around.
So you guys have been doing it for quite some time. And when did you jump on the podcast host websites? Because they're interesting. I get it's amazing the number of people that reach out daily. I probably get 10 or 15 a day.
Do you really?
Just weeding through them is gotten easier, but initially I wasn't really good at it. Like I would look at somebody, I'm like, oh, they have an interesting story, and then I try to talk to them, and it's like pulling teeth. So then I switched to where I would actually click on their links and watch them have conversations and get a vibe for like if they could communicate. If they can communicate, I can have a conversation.
Sure.
And they could have the greatest story on the planet. But if I can't talk to them, it's really hard. You just can't pull it out.
Because this dude, part of the reason why you think the Sam Brown interview was good, and I think part of the reason that I think we just did the Andrew Semichuk interview. We did a special morning show. I don't know if that dude reached out to you, but he's a fantastic. He was a UN fucking correspondent. He worked in television in Canada and the States. He's an immigration lawyer. Practicing immigrant. He's a great talk, but he doesn't do late night. He won't do 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And he was like, "You mean 9 a.m.? Because I can do 9 a.m." And I was like, "Well, we just did an episode, a special like morning thing yesterday, and talked to him in the morning."
And just not for nothing, matter of factly says, "So my great aunt Solomia." The only operatic meme that anyone in the world knows, Solomia, is his great aunt, and he talked about the book that he wrote about her. He was delightful. He was really a fun.
But the point that I'm making is I'll ask a question, and I'll usually fumble through the question like an idiot, and then the guest will if a guest can just talk, I just let them talk, just
for sure.
Don't interrupt.
That's the greatest part where you're not even working and it's just happening on its own.
And he actually said to us, he's like, I really enjoy talking to you guys. It was like talking to friends. He's like, I go on podcasts and they're trying to like control what to say, or they want me to comment on things, and they want me to like they're really tight and keep it.
It sounds like you guys are like I am. Like I get a vibe for the person I'm going to speak to, and then I'll ask questions, and it's a conversation. It's not an interview. I'm not asking you one question after another and learning about you. I want to hear your backstory. And I get people reach out all the time, and I'm sure you do, like people that are multi-millionaires that are success coaches, whatever. And they'll message me and they want to tell me about their sales process. Mm-hmm. And my response is like, I don't give a fuck about your sales process. I would love to hear about how you became the guy who created whatever you created. I want to hear the story on the front side of it. Mm-hmm. The accolades are great, but I don't really care about those because I want to hear what kind of person you are. And I want to meet that guy.
Yeah. And we've met a lot of interesting people. I mean, so we were on Podmatch for 2 months back in 22.
Okay.
I think. And we got a lot of nice stuff there, but I lost my job, and I know it was $6 a month then. I just didn't. If you don't have it, you don't have it.
Right.
So that went the way of the dodo, and I was trying to get people I knew to come on, and it was hard. So we just did news stories. We just talked about the news. We just tried to make viral clips or whatever.
Yeah.
And try to improve our timing, improve the way the show is produced, improve the way the show is written, the way we attack the show. And try to, and now that I've hit Matchmaker, I believe the grade of guest has gone up since than Podmatch.
Yeah. I think they're both pretty good. I'm using Podmatch and Matchmaker.fm.
Yeah. Do you see a lot of overlap?
I do see some overlap. I've actually had one guy I interviewed reach out to me on the other one like a year later and give me his whole speech again and everything. And I'm just like, dude, we talked last year. And the problem I have with some of these people is you get a good interview with them and then they do zero to promote the conversation.
Yeah.
And they rely on you. And then if you look at a video and watch a conversation, like a lot of these people will repeat themselves. And that's not interesting to me. I don't want to hear your same exact story you just had a conversation with another guy. I would like to learn something different about you, especially if I've already listened to the podcast where I have all that information.
Right.
Yeah.
I was actually made that comment because, researching for Andy Semichuk, I watched one of his video and watched a conversation with him and heard all about Solomia. So I was kind of hoping, I hope this isn't the whole show, because he really goes into a deep dive on that show about the story, which is a fascinating story. But, you could talk, you could switch gears with him, and he didn't, and he followed along. I fucked with him early in the show.
Yeah. Just to test him.
Because he wrote a book on comedy, and he's a Toastmaster.
Okay.
And so my opening was like, oh, well, a lot of people might not know what a Toastmaster is. I've heard of a chef, a sous chef, a sommelier, but I've never heard anybody, really an expert on toast. And he kind of smiled and then just went into his answer. So, he took it.
And then when I hit him for the second questions, I said, you'll have to bear with me a moment because I don't think anyone cares your favorite brand of toaster. It doesn't matter.
but those guys that are willing to go along with the conversation are the best ones to talk to. I had a guy, he was an evolutionary biologist who wrote a book, and the only thing he wanted to talk to me about was one chapter, then chapter 2, then chapter 3. Like, he just wanted to walk me through his entire book, and I'm like, I want to talk to you and meet you. I don't care about your book. You can tell me about your book at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to meet the guy who wrote the book and how you became whatever you became.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have a tough time wrapping their head around that. And going on those apps, you get better as you go. And I'm sure you have, where you're able to determine which people you might have a better conversation with.
Yeah.
And I prior to those apps, like I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get guests when I started my new show.
Right.
I accidentally found Matchmaker, or it's not Podmatch, it was podhost.com. And they would send like a spreadsheet every week. It was just in Google Sheets, and it was so hard to keep up with. Then I found Matchmaker, and I love the way they do it because the interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Podmatch is okay, but I don't like that if you match with somebody, they can automatically pick your calendar date and do all this other stuff, and then you got to review them. It's like fucking homework sometimes.
Yeah.
So Matchmaker for me seems like it's my best fit as well, and they're both good, but Matchmaker definitely works for me better. And I like the ability of I like the way they present it, and you can pick your people and vice versa. And I'm like you, I don't reach out to a lot of people, and I don't know if it's because I don't want to feel like get the rejection, but at the same time, I don't respond to every message that comes into me as well. And it took me a minute to realize I didn't have to do that. Because I had a psychopath lady got mad at me that I didn't respond, and I was just like, all right. I had a woman get upset that I didn't respond fast enough. It was a couple of days, but it was also like, hi, I'm so and so's assistant. Like, fuck off. Yeah,
I don't want to talk to an assistant. I really don't. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna reach out to me.
I don't mind the assistants. It's the ones that start the conversation with hey, and they just leave it like that. Like, you don't say anything else. Like, I'm not even going to bother responding.
No, I haven't encountered that. Everyone that has reached out to us has given us a nice presentation. So it's
who are some of your favorites? Obviously Sam Brown and Andrew that you guys talked about.
Sam Brown, the other ones. Sam Brown, I just emailed him. It was Sam Brown.
Out of the blue?
Sam Brown, I saw, had a TikTok where he was pushing his Sam Brown University. He was trying to get people to sign up to Sam Brown University, and there was an email address, and he said, I answer every one of them. And I said, okay. So I sent him an email. I said, this might be good for my project, my podcast. I would like to learn more about it. And you could tell me, and you can tell us about it and come on the pod.
Right.
And so he emailed me back. He's like, yo, I'm cool to come on the pod if you want more information. And he gave me the link to the Sam Brown University. Like, so it wasn't like he didn't come on intending to pitch his podcast or his whole thing. He just came on to hang out and kind of mention it.
Yeah,
but
he was super casual on there.
Yeah,
you guys had a great conversation with him.
I felt like I really had a conversation with a good friend after that. And, but
I really like the ones where I connect with somebody right off the bat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, those are always good. I've had a couple interviews off of Facebook, nothing, like podcast
Yeah, I tried joining a couple of those. I always like talking to other podcasts because no one seems to do anything the same exact way as somebody else. Like everybody's got their own style. Everybody's got their own way of reaching out to people. And I find that when I reach out, I don't get responses from most people, but I get a lot of stuff coming in. So it's easier for me to filter through who I'm speaking to and then or who I'm going to speak to and pick my conversations better that way.
Why throw out a net when they're jumping in the boat, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that, now I've got one dude I reached out to, and it was like a week, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and has not gotten back to me. Of course, I am trying to book him for October, so that's
okay. And do you guys use Calendly and some of those other apps as well for people to schedule?
No. Nope.
Okay. So everything's just via email?
Via email, and I have a spreadsheet that tells me who's on what show.
Oh, okay. I use Calendly. It's like $10 a month, but you can send the link. You can set days that you're available and not available. It'll send a reminder to them. It'll also send a thank you note when you're done. And it also creates a contact phone book for you as well. So you have all of your contacts in one spot. It's all put together for you. It's nice, but you get to a point where you're like paying for like 20 different apps just to get something done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And we don't have a lot of money. I'm working. I'm part-time. He's catching up from a couple of personal disasters.
Okay.
So, there's not a lot of cash to throw around. So the $15 a month that goes to Matchmaker, that's our budget at the moment. You know what I mean?
Well, that's all you really need, though. Like, I'll get messages do you get people that want you to pay to have them on? Do you ever get those?
I haven't gotten one yet, but I've seen that there's a.
We're not going to.
I've gotten a few where somebody sends a real nice message, and then they're like, "Oh, by the way, it's $150 to have me on for that." I'm like, "Oh, I'm okay. I don't need that. There's plenty of other people I can talk to."
Even if I had the money, I wouldn't pay a guest.
Yeah.
That's just who I am.
Do you guys do all of your own marketing as well? Like I went on an app called Bark a few weeks ago, and it's some app that just connects you with whatever you need. And I said, I need somebody I need a PR marketing type person, social media to help me because I'm a one-man show.
Yeah.
And they said, oh yeah, we'll give out your name to like 5 different people. Within the fucking hour, I got 150 calls. It was so overwhelming with just nonsense.
Yeah.
I lost my taste for it. And I just said, you know what? I don't even want to talk to any of these people at that point. Like I finally locked in on a guy named Mike Johnson, I think was his name. Real nice text back and forth. And then I get on the phone with him. He's like, hey, buddy. And he's got the accent and everything. I'm like, you're not the guy I thought I was talking to. Like, we're done. It's just so much of a mess. And if I go on my LinkedIn, almost every message is from somebody in India who wants to do my social media for me.
Yep.
It's just overwhelming. And like, I just don't want to pick a name because I don't trust anybody at this point. So what's the process you guys use? Because mine is super shitty.
You're literally you're
looking at it.
we're mirrors of each other. There just happens to be 2 of us and 1 of you. But it's like I just slam shit through Opus Clip if
I love Opus Clip.
If it's long enough or if it's short enough. And it becomes I can only do like 1 a month. Sometimes I'll sit and if I think something's really good, I'll sit and carve it out. Like I'll open up, and carve it out and try to cook it. But laying in the words and shit, I don't go through all that. And I'm not good at writing descriptions.
Okay.
Like I just went through writing this whole show and now I got to fucking write a description.
Yeah.
And SEO and all that shit. So that's what we use ChatGPT for. We take the script, upload it to ChatGPT. We say, this is the script for this week. Our ChatGPT also thinks its name is Bite Reynolds and it's our chief disinformation.
Okay. What's his name?
Bite Reynolds.
Okay.
And he's the chief disinformation officer. So, we got an AI and we made him our boss.
Yeah.
I need descriptions, for each block, and descriptions, hashtags, titles, and I just have it do it. And
I do the same exact thing. Like I'll have a conversation and I'll say, okay, this is what we talked about. This is the conversation. This is the person I spoke to. Right. And then it'll jump on the internet. It kind of has an idea who the person is. And it's at the point where I don't have to ask it to do anything. I just tell it the conversation I had, and then it automatically gives me a description. It gives me a couple title options, which I'll refine. And I'll refine the description as well, but it'll also throw in hashtags and all their links. So it's all in one spot for me. Yeah. And I don't even have to ask anymore. And it's made my life so much more simple. It's like having an actual assistant, but you don't have to pay him anything. I
share the link to we run a straight through of our script. It's got the news stories, any advertising reads, any of the information we need to access throughout the show in line. I give ChatGPT that link as I start to process the audio, and I say, "Good evening, Bite. It's time to prepare for the upload. Can I have my 3 block descriptions with hashtags and a snappy title, please?" And I leave that window, and I go and I do my audio bits where I nip the front and the back and make sure everything. And then I marry them in Spotify.
And what do you guys use? And I love these kind of conversations because it's like we're all swimming in the same river, but we're going different directions.
Yeah.
And like for video editing, do you have a particular app that you use? Because I found one that is absolutely amazing and it doesn't cost a lot, and I use it every episode.
Well, I use iMovie when I'm
okay.
We have this Mac Mini, and it works pretty good. So I'm pretty versed. I made money for 3 years, making videos with my phone and then editing them on my phone.
Yeah.
So, I know how to do it. It's getting like, we get to the point where there's so much, like right now there's 42 minutes of this conversation.
Yeah.
To sit through it and be like, all right, well, what was funny? This, type of thing.
Right. Yeah.
It's such a daunting task.
It is tough. I use an app called Filmora. Wondershare is what it's called.
I've heard of that.
It's fantastic. I was always using Adobe products, and I switched to this. It's like $50 a year, and then like another $200 for all their assets. And you can do so many different things, but all of the memory is wherever their company is. So you can drop and edit files in seconds on this. So by the time, did you need me to be quiet?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Our C block, Grease Monkey Pete's there. Big Dad's not. So
you need me to go throw him a link?
Yeah, and honestly, I figured this was more of a get to meet you tonight anyway. So if you don't even use any of this, it's not a big deal.
No, this went out live. This is B block.
Okay.
This is how it is. Yeah. And so Filmora, that's what you've been using.
It's a great app, and I literally get done my show. I download my episode. I drop the link in there. I already have my templates for the front and the back for the video. Then I download it and post it. And then I go on ChatGPT and I describe the show that I had. And I say, okay, now I do AI art for every episode, which includes various parts of the conversation I just had. Right. So I try to include all these little parts. So when I present it, the person I had the conversation with appreciates that I connected with certain parts of the conversation. There's so much to it. And you guys are probably like me, where you'll have a friend every now and then say, hey, I was thinking about making some extra money. I'm just going to start a podcast. And I'll just look at it. I'm like, oh, okay. No, that's not easy.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all. So the way you guys work, you have the first part, the middle, and then the next 2 guys you're having on are live as well. I can't hear.
Yeah, I think he's talking to Pete right now.
Oh, okay.
He's muted in this instance. But yeah, so we originally started doing the show as a huge 2-hour monster. And everybody's, oh, I'm not listening to that. I'm not listening. So we started breaking it down, and we've got it down to 3 chunks that usually run anywhere from a half hour to an hour. We usually zero in around 45 minutes.
Okay.
For each block.
Oh, okay. So you were like hour to an hour and a half.
Right.
Depending on who you're speaking to.
And
right. And that's hard to, especially if you're having a good conversation, try to wrap yourself up and keep it within a time frame, but you lose people after a certain amount of time.
Sure. And like, if we're having a conversation, it's going good. We'll let it go the hour and see where that gets us. But like our weekly is Wednesday night. We go live at 8:30. We do our A block. Right. Then we have a B block, whether it's something we just, our content, or if we've invited somebody in with us.
Sure.
We'll do this. And then at the end of this, we'll move into our C block, which is kind of based around our friend Dre, and he does improv and a number of, he does some local theater as well. So he talks a little bit about that. We kind of let him flex his improv chops if he's got bit that he wants to do.
Let him get it out of his system.
Yeah, he's got some recurring bits. We've done a bit for a long time, but Big Daddy Asks, where he would just he would have a question for us, a little pre-produced bit, and we'd all go around and answer the tricky question. Or
we used to do bad advice on my last podcast that I had with my other buddies. So somebody would give us a topic, and the rule is you can't give actual advice. You have to give the worst advice possible for whatever that question is.
I wanted to start a thing called Matty Rockdeff Life Coach.
Okay.
And just because there's no reason for me to be anyone's life coach. And I'll just give you what I would do.
Yeah. And it either it's going to work out or it's going to be the complete opposite and blow up. It sounds like
it's going to blow up. That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
It's not going to go well for anyone. One of our friends, Grease Monkey Pete's joining us. What's going on, Pete?
What's up,
Pete? How are you?
How you doing?
Good. Are you from the Philadelphia area as well?
Yes, you'd call it that.
Okay, because you guys are from Wilmington.
Yeah.
I'm in Claymont. He's in Newcastle.
I'm in Newark right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was born and raised in Chester County, Pennsylvania.
Okay. I
right
got you.
Outside of Philly.
Yeah, I live in Bucks County. I'm up in Langhorne, and I'll hop on calls with people, especially like people that have like a overseas or foreign accent, and they immediately think I'm from New York because I butcher all my words, and then I have to tell them like, I'm not from there, but
I'm going to need you to say water ice.
Yeah, or ask. Like I can't say ask, and I can say ask by itself, but in a sentence it doesn't work out for me. It comes out as
let me ask you a question.
Yes, exactly. And people don't understand me.
A question?
I try. Doesn't work out so much.
I originally wanted to go into radio, so I've worked to homogenize my affect.
You got that deep radio voice, which is really nice.
Thank you.
And who's some of your favorite guests on, and who's your favorite podcasts? Like I just started listening to a guy, Danny Jones. Have you ever listened to him?
No.
He's very similar to Rogan, but he has some more outlandish types of guests on. And he does 2 to 3 hour episodes. And like he just had some guys on there. They were talking AI. He gets a lot of DMT and ayahuasca type people on there, like some really good guests. But like, what do you guys listen to that inspires you? Obviously, Adam Carolla.
Yeah, I listen to a lot. It's a long show, and I listen to my show. Because
quality control.
I'm funny as hell.
Yeah, I mean,
when you guys listen to your show, because I'll do mine as well. I'll get to a point and I'll be like, I really like what these guys are saying when I'm listening to my own podcast.
Like you're outside of it, yeah.
Yes. And do you disassociate yourself from the podcast when you're listening to it?
A lot of times.
Sometimes.
Here's the thing. Like a lot of times while he's talking about something, he's telling a story. I'm trying to pull up the news story. I'm trying to pull up, remember where I am in the script. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm elsewhere, and I'm getting the gist of it. so I can follow along. But when you can sit down and you can pay full attention to the conversation without having to come up with your response.
Yeah.
I do kind of, I guess I do enjoy, I do enjoy listening to our show.
It's the one thing I tell you after I edit. Pete's good for it, and Matt's wife Ricky, they'll have these little throwaway lines that aren't quite at full volume.
Okay.
And when we're going through and we're trying to make sure that, I see the end of his line coming up, I want to step on him just enough that there's no break I'm not catching those. And everyone, I'll be editing and just break out laughing because I didn't hear the little thing that she threw in, and she's hilarious.
And you enjoy it, right? Like I'll get in the car and I'll listen to the podcast the next day, and it's almost like I'm a spectator, even though I know the exact conversation. Mm-hmm. And I look forward to those certain parts of the conversation that made me smile or laugh. And if they do it again, when I'm listening to it as the viewer, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. So, like C Block has a tendency to make me laugh heartedly, both while we're doing it and then listening to it
later.
And the fun part about C Block is that doesn't come out till Sunday.
Okay.
I mean, so it's like I've kind of forgotten a lot of what happened. Like I remember some pieces of it, but most of it's, we record basically 3 shows like slam, slam, slam in a row.
Right.
You forget what, you just remember kind of the feeling of it, and you felt like you had a good show.
Yeah. And Grease Monkey Pete, do you have your own podcast, or is you're part of this group?
I'm part of this group.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have my own because I'm just not capable of managing my time that well. Or putting something that polished together.
Yeah. And like when I had my previous podcast with the 2 other guys, I was just the guy who talked. And then when I switched off on my own, like the number of skills I developed in the first few months, like through the roof. And I started getting really good at doing some of these things, but I was never the guy who wanted to touch any of that stuff before.
You know what we could do, Pete? We could launch a podcast with you. We could call it the most boring fucking thing you've ever heard.
Well, see, Chris, I got podnapped. I got podnapped in the beginning. I literally moved into a house where they were doing this podcast. And
not
this podcast.
Not this podcast. Another podcast. Well, no, actually, I came to the house for a podcast. Then I got conned into moving into the house, so I had no choice but to be part of the podcast every week. And then I just keep coming back for more punishment.
Well, part of the thing I love about the podcast, I think in person is the best way to do it, just because everybody can bounce off each other. Mm-hmm. The online is much harder, but my point in my life, like I own a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school, so I teach classes in the morning, then I go to work at my day job all day long, then I teach classes at night, and then I podcast after, so I don't go out much. So for me, this is not only the thing I love to do, but it's also my social as well.
Yes.
Yeah. This is us, dude. This is like us playing football, or playing softball. This is like, I was in bands for the longest time.
Yeah.
So this is basically what we do. This is our social life. When we meet somebody we're interested in, we introduce them to the show. One of the marketing ideas I just had, and I still think I'm genius, is I had business cards made.
Okay.
But they're really, why can't I pick this fucking thing up? There it is. It's taped to the fucking wire. All right, here. Sorry.
Who taped it to the wire?
I don't fucking know, Mike. See, it just says the Media Virus Podcast and has a QR code.
Okay.
So it's almost like you can like put it somewhere and nobody has to take it. They can just they hit the QR code, and they're small. And if you need to like get somebody's like number or something, you could write on the back, something like that. So I have business cards made up. That was my.
And so with like when you reached out, you said, "Hey, I want to start talking to other people from Philly." Like who else is on your radar that you want to talk to? And is it the goal? Do you guys ever do in person anymore?
We have never done this show in person.
No.
And
Okay.
part of this, I think part of the situation is right now, I mean, dude, we're all in frame. We all sound great. We're all using green screens to make our shit look cool. This particular, this particular background on the thing is, like I wouldn't even know how to do like us all in one room. I guess we could run it all through this. You know what I mean? Like we haven't. Yeah. We've talked about it. We've thought about it.
It's a whole other set of skills to set it up in person.
Yeah, and like we have those skills. Like we've done it. Like I've been in bands, and he's been a producer. Yeah. But
like we don't. This isn't broken right now.
Like right, yeah, exactly. Like we used an app called Switcher for a long time, and I still use it on my when I do my podcast. But it has. You can do up to 9 cameras on it in person. And you basically use your iPhones or iPads for it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's great, but it's also like $700 a year.
Yeah.
There's a free version that you can play with. That's on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played with that. I don't know. But and Big Daddy.
I love all the notes at the bottom of everybody's thing. Mastered the tip at a young age. I love it.
I wanted to come up with a Pete segment. Another idea for a Pete podcast would be called the Petey Files.
Yeah,
I think that's fantastic.
I'm not on board for that.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to be. I guess it sounds too much like.
And am I holding up the third episode, the third part of this? I feel like I am at this point. No, like I'm the guest who won't leave.
No, actually,
Michael just separate the audio and
actually
move in.
What we've done is kind of ambushed you to join C Block to make it like that much easier.
Okay.
I'm in. If you'd like to stick around and kind of hang out and just be part of the
I want to see how the C part goes.
The dumb mastery. We're doing things a little bit different this time, but let me pull up I don't have his
Well, you do that. I'll introduce Big Daddy. Big Daddy, this is Chris. Chris, this is Big Daddy.
How's it going, Chris?
What's happening, brother?
Oh, not much.
And so C is where the fun really kicks in, it sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
that's what we've heard.
Okay. That's the rumor on the web.
It's just a bunch of guys sitting around talking shit.
I just woke up.
Beating on each other a little bit.
We find some stories that maybe are less than palatable for.
I mean, there's so much chaos in the world right now. You can find good stories all day long.
I do have one question that I'd like to throw out first.
Okay.
When Matt engaged you in conversation, what was your decision-making process? What did you look at about us? What said, okay, yeah, I'm going to go, I'll go talk to these guys?
Honestly, it took me a second because I was a little slow responding. I was a guest on another show, and the guy was like a shock jock is how he referred to himself. And the second I got on there, this guy's just kind of like just throwing dumb questions at me, like trying to just set me up to say something stupid. So I'm like, so I was really cautious about being a guest on shows because you never know what somebody's going to do. Really, what I did is I went on your YouTube page and I watched how you guys interact with each other. And then my decision was like,
shit and said yes.
Yes. And
something.
The part that held me up, I was like, well, how the fuck am I going to fit into whatever they're doing? That's where my holdup was. You guys have a great rapport, and you can tell you guys obviously know each other very well. And then my question was like, well, how am I going to fit into that conversation? And how is it even, am I even a good guest? Right? Because I'm used to being the host.
Sure.
Guesting, I think, is a little bit harder.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man, I felt like I was
a great driver, but a horrible passenger.
Yes.
I felt like I was a guest on your show.
Little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I have a tendency to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, no, and that was fantastic. There ain't nothing I love talking about more than me. You know what I'm saying?
That is very true.
We can all attest to that.
There we go. All right, I'm going to run the C block intro.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Big Daddy C Block's power, got the streets devoured. Gold chains glisten in the hour, flow like the sizzling shower. Spit fire like a dragon, crews left staggering. Imagine the habit, check it, Big Daddy moving. Calculating the scheme, rough neck, no bleeding. Hardcore eyes gleam, C Block dominion. Pure raw strength in the kitchen.
All you maternal fornicators know what time it is. The C Block Comin At Ya Podcast. Big Daddy and that Izzy. Chris Perry stuck around to hang out with us for a little bit. That's a lot of fun. Oh, you cut the volume. That's good stuff.
I love the artwork.
There we go. What happened?
Oh,
Where did everybody go?
There we go.
There we go. Everybody got taken on.
you like that one? You like that one?
I mean, I like this one. This is me. I'm beautiful. Big Daddy, how was improv practice today, my friend?
Pretty good. It turns out I am a funny motherfucker, and it's about time the whole world sees that.
You convinced us. You're so funny. You convinced us we were funny, and and then we hang on for 2 blocks, and then we wait for you to come hang out with us.
I'm also a great actor.
So hang on, I lost my script. But I had an idea for C Block, something a little bit different, because Big Daddy is an improv powerhouse. That I think that what we should do is take some of the stories that we've talked about them in A Block.
Sure.
But I think it's time that we go over some of these news stories, and then I have some characters I can assign out to people, and then we can see what happens. We can see what happens there.
Okay.
Does that sound like a thing? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So the first story we're going to get into here, I'll give you the synopsis, and then I'll pull up the article, and we can get deeper into it, so you can really wrap your head around it, because I don't want you to base this just on the synopsis here.
Why don't you go ahead and pull that, and I'll read the story.
Oh yeah, go ahead. So you read the story. You do your job, and I'll do mine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sewage swim shocker. British TikToker Michelle Sky Hayward swam through what she thought was mysterious sea foam. Turns out it was raw sewage, and she did it on purpose. Not just for the views, mind you, but because she thought it would cleanse her soul. The only thing it cleansed was her social calendar, because nobody's hanging out with the girl who mouth dived into a poop lagoon.
I love that line. Poop lagoon. All right. So now we can I'm lost. Fuck. Let's go into this. Michelle Sky Hayward shared a video. She shared the video of herself swimming through some mysterious foam near South Africa. I mean, not for nothing. And I go through this every summer. Most of the oceans are a toilet. Like every toilet on the eastern seaboard goes into the Atlantic Ocean.
On some level, yeah.
It doesn't. It gets cleaned. They try to do something to it, but that's where all our shit goes. Maybe we shouldn't be swimming in it. I'm just saying. And if you see brown mysterious foam, recovering from a swim she'd rather forget, in a video shared on Instagram. Do you guys want to? Is this a link to the video?
Gotta see it.
I hope so.
I saw that.
Oh shit! Hang on. You saw this?
Yeah, I saw this.
Oh,
it's terrible.
Oh god! Oh Jesus!
She's covered in it.
No, I can't. Oh fuck! Turn it off. Oh my god!
It's really not that bad, guys.
Oh.
This is everywhere. This is one girl, one ocean.
I've toured sewage treatment facilities. There is no doubt. Why
would you tour a treatment facility?
Oh, that's called a field trip in Delaware for public.
It was for a class I was
That
taking.
masquerades as a field trip here in Delaware for the kids.
But yeah, like there's no doubt what she was in, just visually.
And she was like, "Oh
Also,
it would have been better."
that is the second saltiest thing she had in her mouth that day.
Oh, all right. These nuts. All right, who said that? That was all right. So with the cast of characters that we're going to hand out here, okay? I'm going to be the news anchor, Brock Stiffman. All right, and Pete, you're going to be the field. You're going to be the field reporter.
You're always breathless and a little too excited to be reporting literal crap.
Yeah, you're too excited to be here.
Where is this script?
There's no script. You got to make it up on your own. It's called improv.
You're going to improv on the fly.
God.
You don't know how to be a fucking reporter, Pete? Well, you're working for a podcast. What do you do here, Pete?
I exist.
That's all we need from you, buddy. All right, who do we want to start with? All right, we're going to interview the influencers. We're going to interview the influencer herself. So, Big Daddy, you are going to be the influencer, and Pete's going to be the field reporter.
Take it away, Michelle Sky Hayward.
Go ahead.
And Pete.
You should probably ask a question.
First of all, before you ask any questions, I should tell you that my skin has never been so clear as it has after I finished. And let me tell you something. The ocean has a whole lot of floating pickles. It's so weird. My hair has never been so soft, silky, and luxurious as it has been after swimming around in that sea foam. Oh my goodness. And when you gargle that sea foam, it's so amazing.
Oh, Jesus.
Now you have some questions for me?
Let's get to these questions, man. Like, I'm so happy to be here. Like, it's just, I want to ask you these questions. So, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
Oh my goodness. Well, so my granddaddy's daddy was a veteran, and he used to have this breakfast, and he called it shit on the shingles. So I figured I would have shit on the shingles for breakfast.
Okay, wait. Time out.
Okay.
Now you are the influencer's PR rep, Kip Vane Bros. Kip, that says Vane. Slick, fake, sincere crisis manager who insists this was all a branding activation.
Pete, you are now still the field reporter.
Still the field reporter.
You're still the field reporter. Go ahead.
And who are you again?
She's
the influencer's PR rep, Kip.
Oh, PR. All right. So, my question for you is, what are you doing to protect the image of your influencer in the wake of this, in this wake of poop?
Okay. First, kid, let me tell you something. We need to get the facts straight. The facts of this particular story is that my client, YouTube sensation, has decided to put herself on spotlight for the enjoyment of the entire world. Sometimes sacrifices need to be made. Sometimes we as human beings are fallible. And sometimes we do things so that we can show other people a better way, a higher way, a highway, if you will. These are the things that we need to do to show a shining example for the rest of us. There is absolutely nothing I need to do to improve the image of my client, as my client's image has been scrubbed clean.
All right, that was beautiful. You said absolutely nothing in the entire time. That's exactly
perfect.
Exactly what a PR person would do. But you are now local sewage authority representative Doris Duty McMurray.
All right, so Doris,
Pete, you're still the reporter.
I'm still the reporter. Doris, what is your organization doing? In the aftermath of this occurrence to ensure that the public does not go out and try to recreate this shit. I mean, stuff.
But here's the thing. We hate social media influencers. And in order to make sure that these freaks and morons and idiots don't go out and recreate stunts like this, we have made sure to pump extra sewage into our immediate oceans. In the what we have done is we have enlisted the aid of various fast food joints, Chinese food places, and a couple of Mexican restaurants. And we've been able to compile all of their sewage, and we've pumped it into the immediate areas around large social media gatherings. And to make sure that the next time a social media influencer is swimming around trying to make a TikTok, that it sounds like, "Hi, welcome to TikTok." And that's the sound that we want them to make when they're swimming around in our product. Straight from our asses to your viewing pleasure. And this is how this generation learns. They fuck around and they find out. So we're just helping them along to get to phase 2.
So, now that you've achieved packing all your shit, what's the next step? Are you going to leave it somewhere?
No, the next step from this point, of course, has to be a larger audience. So first we dominate.
You are now a concerned local kid, Timmy, a 9-year-old who just wants to know why the lady drank poo water.
I have a question.
Hey, Timmy, over here.
I have a question. Hold on.
Timmy, focus. We're doing an interview for the nice people.
Oh, okay. Let me finish.
Look, put down Angry Birds.
Okay.
Okay. Timmy.
You look like Gandalf.
Why, thank you. Little shit.
Oh shit.
One time I was sitting on Santa's lap and I was pulling on his beard and it came off in my hand. Does your beard come off in my hand?
No. Look, can we get this kid like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I think he's like having a diabetic event over here.
I think I need some. Ooh. Would you like some of these?
Where did you get those, Timmy?
Some of these nuts.
All right. Now you're an unwitting jogger who has just made a right onto this block. You're wearing earbuds and have no idea what's going on. Pete, you're still the reporter. Get it.
Hey, dude, you're in my shot. Like, would you? Hey, hey, would somebody like throw something at him? Look, hit him with the mic boom.
What the fuck, bro? I'm jogging here.
All right.
You got exactly 18 seconds. My pulse is coming down.
What, sir, we're trying to conduct an interview here. Like, who the hell are you? I'm gonna need you to go over there.
All right, if I can jog backwards, neighborhood watch.
And see.
Right. So no, I want this last one.
Okay.
Okay. You are a mime who saw the whole thing, but you're not going to break being a mime to give the interview.
All right, sir. Why? That's some interesting makeup you've got going on there. Could you describe what it is you experienced after viewing, this influencer's content? Okay, you saw the chick swimming in the poo. Rubbing it all over her face. Okay. Then she tasted. Oh God, I'm gonna be sick. She tasted it.
Oh wow.
Then she.
No, then you were throwing up.
And you were throwing up. And then you watched her being a silly twit on her phone.
Well, that's it. That's the whole interview.
Wow.
End scene. All right.
Thank you for playing along.
Did that go too long? I don't know.
What did you
I feel like
what did you smear on your face?
Is that mayonnaise?
you don't even want to know.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have.
That is commitment to the bit.
Commitment to the bit.
I don't think that went long enough.
That was fantastic. Well, we have another one if you want to try. If you want to try that one. So I was actually I got confused and originally wanted to do the one where the reality star beat some bitch with a sock full of rocks. But this was actually like in the thing. So things got rough at a Walmart last week when a woman went full beast mode, not over Black Friday deals, not over expired coupons, but because officers had the nerve to ask her why her dogs were baking like cinnamon rolls inside her parked car. Police responded to the call about the dogs left in a vehicle scorching heat. When they approached the pet owner, 35-year-old Ashley Freilich, she reacted with like someone just told her the McRib was gone permanently. Instead of cooperating, Ashley allegedly barked back, then started swinging, not just her words, but her fists. Hang on. Do I have I do. Here it is.
I did not see this one.
Oh, this is fantastic. I mean, except for the dogs thing. So I'm gonna share my screen here.
It's not often you get POV from a chest cam of an officer just running like hell at somebody.
As soon as this dude stops talking, you'll see. They go out and they see the dogs.
There they are.
She scratched, she kicked, she headbutted law enforcement like she was fighting off a leash in a rabies-themed WWE cage match. And if that's not enough to earn her the Bad Bitch of the Week award, she also reportedly grabbed one of the officer's tasers and tried to use it, because shocking behavior is apparently her brand now. Police managed to wrangle her, but it took multiple officers and a generous helping of pepper spray to bring her down. Are we at her yet?
Not quite.
Oh, hang on, because this is a lot of. Here she is. There's Princess. Dude, hang on here. She just starts fighting. She talking about therapy dogs and shit. It's like, that's my therapy dog.
No, we're not getting any audio, but
Yeah.
I know. I have the thing turned on. Oh, there we
Get
go.
her out of the store.
Hang
She
on.
appeared to place one officer in a chokehold.
Oh,
Officers
bitches
were
fight
then-
the cops. Here we go.
come out there.
take my service dog.
Do you have
my
papers?
seizures,
Do you have papers?
and you will be
From my seizures?
Do you have-
warrant.
What?
From a federal warrant.
Officers were then allegedly attacked for trying to get her out of the store. She appeared to place one officer in a chokehold.
Nope. Go down.
Do it. You do it.
Go down. Down. Get down on the ground.
Wired was then taken into custody after a struggle.
Her name is Wired?
The police says the dog warden and the owner of Fur Angels were called to take the animals.
There she is. All right.
That's a good mustache.
Wow.
That's a fine looking woman right there. All right.
Wow.
So in this game, Big Daddy, you are going to be this woman's husband. You're telling the lawyer.
He ran away.
You're telling them he ran away?
I think he went to get something.
He disappeared.
He heard he was going to play this woman's husband, and he was like, "Oh, hold on."
He's getting something. All right, so you're
I
gonna play.
know those armpits are hairy too.
Oh,
Oh, jeez, I don't need this like mental image right now.
that's not a mental image, dude. That is a physical image that you're looking at.
Can you take
She's
that
probably
down?
got
My
a bush
eyeballs are
that looks
burning.
like she's got Chewbacca in a leg lock.
Pete, I'm going to tell you something, man. I think that the next time you jerk off, that face is going to pop.
Ah, no, Jesus, dude, stop.
All right. So, tell him who he is.
I'm already recovering from the fact that one of my passengers is probably doing that to my face. So, anyways,
I don't. Do we want to hear that story?
yeah, you'll want to hear it later.
The woman's husband telling her lawyer what happened.
The woman. So, wait,
You're the lawyer, Pete.
I'm the lawyer. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, Mr. Ward. I'm going to need you to describe for me in great detail what occurred here.
I'm gonna need you to stop right there. First and foremost, it's pronounced weird. Okay,
I'm very sorry, Mr. Weird.
weird. Okay, so
I've only ever dealt with your wife.
that's understandable because I only dealt with my princess as well. She was supposed to go down to the Wally Wall and get some tater tots because I like them tater tots with the frankfurters and them beans. What you do is you stir them frankfurters with the beans and that chili sauce. And my princess, she dips her pinky toe in there and stirs it around with some Worcestershire sauce and a little bit of cream cheese. And some of that cream cheese gets caught in her toes. And when she puts that in her toes, that's when you dip the tater tots in between the toes and you get them scrapings. And them scrapings is the delicious part.
Hold on. I gotta tell the
It's delicious.
Whatever.
We call them tater toes. Those are called
shit down. Look,
tater toes.
Mr. Weird, I'm gonna need you to stick to just the altercation. I don't need details of your dinner.
Well, my princess was coming out of the volleyball with the tater toes, and them officers was like, "Hey, them's is therapy dogs." And my princess, she's suffering from PTSD, PTDs. She got them PTDs, right? And so whenever she hears the clink clink sound, she just goes ballistic and she starts like sucking on whatever she can find. It's just something that she does whenever she hears that clink clink. but my princess is the most wonderful thing that's ever happened to me. I don't know if you've ever seen a woman that's as bright, a bright light. You know, we use the same trimmer. And I remember the other night she comes out of the bathroom and she been in there trimming for like 45 minutes. And she finishes trimming. And I said, sweetie, you done used my trimmer for 45 minutes. Your face looks the same. And she just grinned. She said, I didn't trim my face.
Mr. Weird, I'm going to
That
stop
was
you
a good night.
right there. Look,
That was a beautiful.
just,
That
just,
night, I decided that we was gonna have to have 2 more kids.
Jenny, would you stop writing all this shit down? Just throw all that. Jenny's the stenographer. Throw all that away. Look, Mr. Weird, just tell me about what happened at the Walmart.
Oh, right. Then them officers was asking her about them tater toes. He said, you need to give me the recipe for them tater toes. And my princess was like, I ain't got to do no such thing. And he said, well, you got hot dogs in the car. And she was like, yeah, them dogs is hot. Them hot dogs is for the tater toes. And so then he starts trying to fill up on her titties. And she was like, no, them hot dogs is for my husband, my man. And he tried to touch on them titties. And she was like, wow. And she put him in the chokehold because, you know, we practice that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu thing. And she puts me in a chokehold. And right before I lose consciousness, I can paint the ceiling. And it is something that you just need to experience for yourself. It looks like ranch. Let me tell you something. If you've ever seen ranch just dripping down the walls, that's what it looked like right before I lose consciousness. And when the first time she did that, I knew this little princess was the one for me. But anyway, so she put that cop in the chokehold, and I was like, that lucky son bitch is in that chokehold. And so she was in that chokehold for like a little bit too long. And meanwhile, the hot dogs was hot dogging in the car, and them ranch toes was getting extra fuzzy. And I was thinking like, ooh, fuzzy ranch toes. I'm gonna eat good tonight. And so them other officers came around because they was jealous, and so they wanted to get in on it too. So then they was a tussling, and I was like, get him, sweetheart, get him, sweetheart. And I was filming with the one hand because the other hand was busy, if you know what I'm saying, because I just bought some Worcestershire sister sauce, which is the perfect texture for, you know, you know what I'm saying, for potato toes. And so that's what happened.
Yeah, we're not going to continue that bit anymore.
We're going to throw the brakes on.
We're going to throw the brakes to the bit. We're going to toss it. We're never doing that again.
I can keep going.
I'm ready to see box. I know.
Obviously. I was trying to find a way to stop you, and I was just like, I just can't.
Waiting for a natural stopping point.
It just keeps
20 minutes later.
Just keeps going and going.
That's the bit we asked for, right? We wanted to spotlight Big Daddy's, you know, improv skills, show off a little bit of his talents, and that's what we did.
My lack of them. Anyway.
You warmed up in the end there, Pete, inventing characters, talking to people that aren't there. That was good.
Yeah, wonderful.
No, I showed a lot of creativity. You know? But I had some other influencers that what happened?
And see.
Oh, you're
Pete's line. Jenny's the stenographer.
Jenny's the stenographer.
I put it up.
It's your thing. You're yeah.
Right before you lose consciousness, you can paint the ceiling.
I'm still kind of recovering from that. I don't.
Yeah, I'm still. Yeah, I'm gonna have to burn that image out of my mind.
Your idea.
Later.
I know. I mean, it went well. You know. I guess in the. Oh, here we go.
Doesn't mean you have to like it.
That's very, very true. So I'm close to the. I think I'm close to it. This article I wanted to. Here it is.
An article you wanted to share with us?
Yeah. So this is the 24 most ridiculous things influencers did for internet fame. And I'm not going to read their fucking intro because fuck them.
Sure.
A YouTube influencer faces up to 20 years in prison for intentionally crashing his airplane for views. That's according to the DOJ. I remember that. You guys remember that?
Nope.
No?
Okay, so why is that illegal?
It's dangerous to crash an airplane.
Did he crash the airplane, or did he bail out of the airplane and let the airplane crash?
Well, in November 2021, YouTuber Trevor Jacob jumped out of a plane, allowing it to crash. He uploaded the footage of the crash in a video
endangering the safety of lots of people.
I crashed my plane. According to the Department of Justice, Jacob recently pled guilty to one count of destruction and concealment with intent to obstruct a federal investigation, a charge that could carry a sentence of 20 years in prison.
So he crashed Daddy's plane.
No, he didn't crash anything.
He jumped out.
He jumped out. He let the plane do whatever it was going to do. He didn't intentionally.
But planes
he intentionally left the
What
plane.
other option did it have, Pete?
Well,
planes gotta stop sometime.
A Cessna can't fly all by itself.
Actually,
you know, that isn't the
people
most.
Think about consequences.
It's the most impressive tuck and roll I can think of.
But like he crashed the plane once he jumped out of it, and it had no pilot, and he crashed it.
he let the plane crash.
You're splitting hairs, dude.
I am. That's what I do all day long. Split them. He
Split 'em.
let the plane crash.
Fuck
He did
those
not
hairs.
actively crash the plane. Like, what if he went out, he got out, he jumped out and he was like, oh wait, I forgot my keys. And he turned around and went back.
We gotta get him one of those cereal box law degrees.
Yep.
Next time Sony wants to fuck with me about a takedown because we use 10 seconds of their IP, we'll send Pete after him. Maybe he won't have to go 6 rounds with them until they finally have a real person look at it and say, oh, you're right. You're saying good things about our stuff. You can keep it.
A teenage YouTuber faces felony charges for derailing a train in Nebraska to create content for his channel.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, now that's impressive.
Wait, what?
I mean, if it's go big or go home, guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At this point, you should have to fill out a permit to open a social media account. 17-year-old YouTuber from Bennett, Nebraska, has been charged with 2 felony counts for allegedly causing a train derailment to create content for his YouTube channel.
Wow.
The incident occurred April 21st, 2024, resulting in over $350,000 in damage. The teen reportedly tampered with a switch, causing a BNSF train to collide with a damaged coal car on a repair track.
Damn.
What the fuck is wrong with all these influencers, though? It seems like none of them take into consideration the consequences of whatever they're doing.
Oh, you want to meet this chick, Pete? Would you like to meet her?
No, that's the next story. I'm guessing she's a twisted individual.
You think she's cute, Pete? Because Instagram influencer Kat Torres was sentenced to 8 years in prison for trafficking and enslaving followers.
Whoa! Wow!
And not in like some kinky fucking sex dungeon, dude. It's
Wait, I think I met her last week at the bar.
Instagram influencer Kat Torres has been sentenced to 8 years in prison for trafficking and slavery of a Brazilian woman. Torres, a former model who claimed to have spiritual powers, lured vulnerable followers to live with her in the U.S., promising to help them achieve their dreams. She coerced them into working as strippers and prostitutes, taking their earnings and isolating them from friends and family. The FBI became involved when 2 women were reported missing, leading to a search that ended with their rescue. Torres denies all allegations, but over 20 women have reported being scammed or exploited by her.
Wow.
Now, the dude I want to hang out with this fucking guy. YouTuber Alex Choi. How do you say it?
Choi.
Was arrested for shooting fireworks from a helicopter at a Lamborghini in the California desert. Not for nothing.
Yes.
They were both fucking his. Fuck off. But
clearly that guy knows how to plan a party.
Dude, that you're absolutely right. Fucking him and Charlie Sheen, dude. That would be my last day on earth. You know what I mean?
If you own both of those, the helicopter and the car, and you're in the desert, like who the fuck cares?
Right. That's my whole thing. Like who the fuck cares? But I gotta find it now, fucker. There it is. Comin Choi, a 24-year-old YouTuber. Comin Choi, a 24-year-old YouTuber, has been charged with causing the placement of an explosive or incendiary device on an aircraft for a video stunt where a helicopter fired fireworks at a Lamborghini in the California desert. Choi, known as Alex Choi, orchestrated the production of the video, which lacked necessary permits and authorizations. The video, titled "Destroying a Lamborghini with Fireworks,"
that's bold.
You couldn't come up with anything else. Showed 2 women in the helicopter targeting the luxury car. Choi faces up to 10 years in federal prison if convicted. I mean, not for nothing, it sounds like the girl should be convicted because Choi was driving.
What's the conversation these guys have when they get to jail? Like, hey, what are you here for? Oh, double murder. What about you? Well, I'm an influencer who shot fireworks at a fucking Lamborghini. Like,
I would literally verbatim. I would be like, "Yo, I was convicted of the placement of an explosive or incendiary device on an aircraft."
Sounds a lot better.
Yeah. Then you had a helicopter and a Lamborghini and said, "Fuck one of these things." You know what I mean?
Can we go back to the sex dungeon lady? I'm just saying, like, you know that's good pussy right there.
Oh, that's top tier crazy right there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how you know that's good pussy.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Here's the best part about this. So we went from what is probably the best tasting pussy, which is hers, after coming from the worst tasting pussy, which was the one that was marinating in raw sewage.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the woman from Walmart.
Yeah, I thought that's where he was going, because that woman was very handsome.
Okay.
I feel like as a handsome young man in 2025, her pussy probably smelled like cat pee. Right? Like I feel like it's got that cat pee odor, which I am familiar with, unfortunately. But the raw sewage marinating, because that was in the swimsuit, marinating in the hot sun.
All right. We're moving on. We're just gonna keep going.
Push forward.
And that smell took a while. Like, how long did that taste linger? You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you know how like garlic gets in your pores, so like.
I hope it wasn't. It wasn't a big Italian population in the south of Africa.
She starts sweating, and you're like, "Oh, it smells like shit in here."
The one of the characters we skipped over that we were going to have you do was a gastroenterologist who was having a hard time hiding his disgust while explaining what was going to happen to her body.
Oh, that's just fantastic.
Yeah. But I went for the mime instead. I went for the cheap joke. You know, that's how low hanging fruit's where I go. But a 21-year-old YouTuber was shot by a man he pranked for a video.
See, that's what fuck around, find out.
Yeah, not for nothing good. You know what I mean? 21-year-old Tanner Cook, who runs the YouTube channel Classified Goons, was shot while filming a prank video at Dulles Town Center Mall in Virginia on Sunday. The prank reportedly involved the use of Google Translate when a 31-year-old man named Alan Colley became offended by the joke. He shot Cook in the abdomen inside the mall's food court. Cook survived the gunshot wound after undergoing surgery. He says this will not stop him from filming similar videos. So he didn't even learn.
No, he's still just as dumb as he was the day he started.
And of course, it's Tanner.
Tanner. Pussy.
So what we've learned is that you need to shoot these fuckers in the face because they don't learn anything when you shoot them in the abdomen.
Right, you can't teach them nothing. So
Right.
you might as well just eliminate them. But
We did this story when it was new.
yeah, social media streamer Natalie Reynolds paid a woman who can't swim $20 to jump into a lake during a live stream. Then this bitch straight up just walked away. She did not know what to do. She did not.
What?
Oh, we did a whole deep dive on this. Social media influencer Natalie Reynolds is accused of coaxing a non-swimmer into jumping into Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas during a live stream, then abandoning the scene when the woman cried for help. Reynolds paid the woman $20 as a part of a scavenger hunt challenge. The woman, who expressed her inability to swim, dove into the lake and struggled in the water. Reynolds panicked and fled the scene. Leaving the woman to struggle, emergency responders were dispatched to the lake and the woman was rescued. Reynolds defended her actions in a subsequent live stream, claiming that she left at the behest of her team. Nah, everybody was telling me, just get the fuck out of there.
Hurry up. If you're not
Well, if you're the woman jumping in the lake and you don't know how to swim,
that's on you. Like I think we
$20 doesn't fix that in real time.
no, like $22
Yeah.
maybe.
$24.50 is my. But like, did she still have the $20? Because it's hard to swim and hold on to money. He doesn't have any fucking pockets. Like the 20
No, no.
What if
You
it was
can-
all change? Maybe it was the change that dragged her to the bottom.
You can swim and hold on to money, but you
Here's like
can't
2,000
drown.
in her pockets.
Here's 2 rolls of quarters. That's 20.
The problem is drowning while holding on to that money. That's the problem.
Hey, if you give it to him,
I just don't understand the whole influencer thing, like fuck with a stranger kind of a thing. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like if I'm out in the real world and somebody starts fucking with me, I'm not going to appreciate it. It's probably not going to go well.
Yeah.
Like you don't just walk up
I
to
think
strangers.
it's the uncertain nature of what's going to happen that they're looking for.
Yeah, I guess.
They're looking
It's
for
just-
somebody to go unhinged because that is going to create content that people are going to watch.
I've had the idea because Big Daddy's the
Only
only one
crazy.
who actually runs to go to the park and film him, just stand off of the running path. And as somebody runs by, have him start out after them, catch up and start to do an interview. But instead of a microphone, he's got like a hairbrush or a banana. And he just starts talking to them while
Wait,
they're
who's
running.
doing this?
Stanley. He's the only one of us that runs.
I was about to say. I hope you didn't just say me because, like, I never run. Like, I can't. Like, I mean, I can run, but like, not for long.
just once.
I worked
Just
for-
once.
I worked for over 25 years in highway traffic control, and the one thing I told everybody who ever stepped on the road with me was, if you see me running, follow me, because the only thing I run from is what I can't kill.
I just got a hat the other day. It says fireworks manager. If you see me run, you run.
Was that a goodwill find there, Pete?
It is. Yeah, it was.
Well,
I had to have that.
a Georgia motorcyclist was arrested after he posted himself fleeing police on TikTok. A former momfluencer was sentenced to up to 30 years in prison for aggravated child abuse. Wow, that was a big story. We didn't cover that. The U.S. Olympic Committee is suing Logan Paul Prime Brand for allegedly using Olympic trademarks without permission.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
he makes that shit that tastes like battery acid.
Yes, that's why.
Now it all makes sense.
Yep, that's why it's on all the WWE rings.
I did not know that. I got some of that stuff and I was like, "Oh, cool! Try it. Tastes like battery acid."
This TikToker's facing criminal charges after hitting a golf ball into the Grand Canyon.
That seems dangerous.
I think it's like defacing national property.
Well, that too, but it's still dangerous.
Did she hit?
Well, if you hit it right, if you hit it into the canyon, I feel like it's just gonna get.
There's people down there at any given.
Did she cave somebody's skull in with it or what?
That's the only way a woman's gonna get a hole in one. You know what I'm saying?
A golf ball at terminal velocity is pretty ignorant.
I mean, I thought the rule is as long as you yell 4, you can do it.
Speaking of golf, we watched the new Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic.
I loved it.
It was really good. There was a lot of nostalgia, a lot of cutbacks to the old movie. Fucking Ben Stiller's plays Hal in a different position, but it's still.
I love that they had all of the old characters in it, and I love the Bob Barker fight. Like they reenacted the Bob Barker fight.
There were a lot
in front of the Bob Barker tombstone.
Fucking Eminem.
What?
Eminem played the jackass played that guy's son. Like if somebody was dead, they got somebody to play their son, and it was and it was fucking Eminem who played jackass. They put a fake beard on him and shit. It was dude. It's well worth. It's free Netflix. It's well worth the time investment. We went to my son. I have another. I talked about my older boy. My younger boy, he's 22. He's on the autism spectrum, and Adam Sandler movies are one of his favorite things, and so this was a big deal. And we went to Subway, and she talked. My wife talked to them into just selling her the cups, so we didn't have to eat Subway food.
Subway's the worst.
We got the complimentary.
I used to have a neighbor that owned 3 Subways, and he would always offer me free food, and I would always say no because the meats are sweaty.
Yeah,
like they just have that moisture layer on them. It's so gross.
No, we just wanted the Happy Gilmore commemorative cups, but this fan offered a Brazilian influencer $800,000 a year to be his girlfriend. Brazilian influencer Laura Juca shared a photo of a contact a fan sent her offering $800,000 to be alone.
Contract.
No, a contact no, it
says contract.
A photo of a contract. Why would I don't know? She's not that hot.
No.
I've never paid cash for it. That's pretty much
You're saying you used a credit card.
I've never paid cash.
Venmo. Yeah, you bought flowers and
There's been flowers and jewelry and houses and
No, we did a story in the A Block about some dumb bitch going to get a baby wombat in Australia and trying to take a picture of it and getting pictures of it. Meanwhile, the mama wombat was chasing her around.
Ready to eat her, yeah.
Right. This dumbass. Tourists were fined $1,500 for taking selfies with dingoes in Australia. Dingoes will fucking tear your throat out.
Yeah. They don't care.
They're not pleasant. I always love the ones where somebody takes it with like a moose or a bison.
Yeah.
And they just get attacked and launched through the air.
Will in fact eat your babies.
But I worked on a woman's house and she had a fucking dingo. She got it as a puppy and she smuggled it out of Australia.
Okay.
And she would, and if anybody ever asked her what it was, she would say it's a dinghy. It's a dinghy. But it was a fucking dingo, and the thing was fucking vicious to everybody except her.
Wow.
And when we had to wait until she was like, we had to wake her up. This was like pre-cell phone saturation. We'd have to like bang on the windows and shit to get her to wake up. And then she would put the dog away, and then we could work. And they're not big, but they're fucking vicious. They're nasty little shits. She's lucky that's not exactly what her face looks like. Oh, this dumb bitch. I remember this. OnlyFans model faces backlash for filming man in grocery store checkout line, saying he was checking her out, but he's just fucking waiting in line.
Yeah.
But if somebody's really attractive, it's hard not to look.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, I don't see where it's offensive unless you're being offensive, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you catch yourself and you turn away, but there's a difference between like just staring like some sort of psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the case. But if you're just taking a glance, like,
you know, when I catch somebody looking at me, it's like, okay, yeah, you know, I still got it, you know,
not for nothing. And it's not so prevalent anymore, but like women used to wear pants that had like words written on their ass.
Yeah.
They still wear those, Maddie.
Pink, juicy.
Yeah. So if you don't want me looking at your ass, don't write shit on it.
Don't try.
Right? Like don't
engage it in one of the most prevalent forms of communication.
Right. That absolutely requires me to look at it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's always just been this lavender farm in England is being killed by influencers. So they see this lavender field and they run out and they want to take pictures in it. And meanwhile, they're fucking up the lavender. And it takes a long time for lavender to grow.
Yeah.
Lavender is not like an easy thing.
And you have to not run through it so that it looks pretty when you go to take a picture of it later.
So director Tim Hunter posted a video showing destroyed plants and pleaded for visitors to not kill our lavender. The lavender fields have taken 10 years to cultivate, with some plants being 20 years old. While grateful for visitors, Hunter expressed concern about those who take the photo opportunity a bit too far. A farmer has put up signs advising proper behavior, but the increasing popularity has led to more damage for the sake of a 10-second photo. Apparently, Salt Bae grabbed the World Cup and trophy and sprinkled salt on it.
Nice.
Like that dude's just famous for the way he sprinkles salt. Like his restaurants are nice and all, but in the last like 2 or 3 years, almost all of his restaurants have closed.
Yeah, I mean, and like it's not even like a real sport. It's like fucking soccer.
And to be fair, we've come up with a lot more since salt.
Yeah,
true.
It's still in the top 10. Don't get me wrong, but there's been innovation since then.
Like Big Daddy's the Ranch Bay.
Sprays like
Tater toes.
Don't paint your ceiling with it.
Don't knock it till you try it. Right before you lose consciousness, you can paint. You can spackle a wall from 12 feet out.
Well, a TikToker was left in tears when she tried to pay for a stranger's groceries, and they declined. Now, not for nothing. If you're not strong enough to handle that,
yeah,
you know, a TikTok influencer slams a Michelin star Spanish restaurant, calling it the worst in the world after spending $1,000. Why are you licking the plate?
I've been to a number of meals where a considerable amount of money was spent, and most of them are among memorable meals. And not because they were terrible.
This Australian douchebag got suspended from his fucking $20,000 a year school for fucking pouring milk on women. Like in a boat.
Okay. I mean, that's just strange. I mean, is that part of some
maybe
king?
It's ranch.
I just had this mental picture of him going, "Got milk, bitch."
This is one of my favorites. Remember, she was being credited. This girl, Anna Redman, is being criticized for planning an outfit for her visit to Auschwitz.
What was she?
What's the outfit?
I mean, that is the obvious question here. What was she going to wear?
Influencer and former Bachelor contestant Anna Redman is facing criticism for her recent social media activity. Redman shared her itinerary for an upcoming trip to Poland on Instagram, which included a planned visit to Auschwitz. In her post, she detailed an outfit choice for the visit consisting of a black dress and sneakers. Following backlash, she has since removed the story from her account.
Huh.
I don't see what, I mean, it's.
No, I mean, I was afraid that she was like, doing something that was very Hugo Boss,
wearing something.
Somebody like that's probably planning their outfit everywhere they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as long as she's not wearing Hugo Boss, I think it's okay.
Yeah. All right. Some dumb bitch drank her friend's breast milk on TikTok.
I think that's that bad.
Now, this one, a Twitch influencer estimates that she makes more than $10,000 a night by streaming herself sleeping.
Wow.
I feel like that's a good way to get your ass killed or raped or both. Maybe that order, maybe a different order. I don't know, but
10 grand a night?
I don't know.
Do we have an address?
I don't think there's an address. I don't think she hands out her address, but I mean, for fuck's sake. And I thought it was cool that I was getting $50 a month for letting my neighbor watch me sleep through my window. Oh, that's weird. Twitch influencer Amaranth recently told the Iced Coffee Hour podcast that her most lucrative stream is her sleeping because nobody wants to hear her fucking talk. What? She says that each sleep stream generates around $9,940 with additional revenue coming from conversations to her OnlyFans. Well, how do you have a conversation while you're sleeping?
Their conversions.
Her total monthly income is about $2 million. Fuck you, you fucking bitch. $2 million, and all you do is fucking sleep.
Yeah,
Get fucked.
We write funny shit.
We write shit.
We are in the wrong line of work.
They're all the most shallow people who have no morals and just no concern for any consequences to any of the shit they do.
Oh.
Do you know the comedian Ryan Long?
No.
He's younger. He's funny, but he did this. He did a video. He does a lot of skit videos, but he's a stand-up too. But he did a video on how nobody thinks about how hard it is to be, talking about men, or it's a male-dominated society, but try to be a man selling panties online, trying to break into the industry of selling panties online, and how he just goes into how nobody wants to buy his panties and how he's underpaid compared to female. Kind of making a comparison to the WNBA, that he feels like he should be making more money from his panty sales, but nobody wants to buy them because he's a guy.
Well, for starters, you gotta. It's the stains. I mean, that's number one.
It's really hard to get ranch out of underwear.
Wow. I hate to throw the brakes on, but I got to get.
No, I was looking for a natural stopping point, Mike. I know that you are. You gotta wake up in the morning.
I'm sure I can provide us with a natural stopping point.
We don't mean hitting a tree or hitting a wall. We mean.
I appreciate you guys
Stanley,
having me
3,
on
2, 1,
and
6,
allowing me to see what you guys do.
Oh, we appreciate you coming. It was a good
Yeah,
time.
we're hanging out, man. We appreciate you chiming in. The one bit was a little bit one-sided. We thought it would be funny just to fuck with Pete and make him the reporter over and over and over again.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Change out the character and just to see if he picked up on it. He didn't.
But But you guys seem to really like each other and enjoy chatting, and it's fun to watch the dynamic.
Well, it was fantastic to have you, Chris. Really appreciated you
I
coming
appreciate it.
talking on the interview. I'd love to have you on again.
Yeah, I'll definitely come on again.
Maybe just to come fucking hang out. Just to.
Yeah, well, if I'm on next time, I think I would like jumping in and working with Big Daddy there for a minute and
I was
some of the characters.
I didn't know where to go with that. I was like, should I throw to Chris because he's a new guy, or should I just?
I was already working on like my part where I was on the beach, wondering, like standing next to the factory where they clean all the shit and wondering why she was going in the water. Like I had a whole story in my head.
Like there's a fucking sign. That's all I was waiting for.
The only thing I'm doing the whole time is like, is he going to call me? Is he going to call me? And then he never did. I was like, okay, I don't have to use my story.
Yeah, I didn't know whether it would be rude or not to like kind of.
No. I'll if I'm on again, I'll definitely jump in on that.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, Mike.
It's funny to think that she was doing a slow motion hair whip, but then like chunks come up.
And that's why you tune in to the 246 C block of the Media Virus Podcast. And we thank you for doing it. We'll see you again next week when we do it all over again, Wednesday night, 8:30.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
This episode
You're welcome,
of the
man.
Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at my... I'm going to put that back on. He talked over it.
All right. I'll end the stream here, though.
Yeah, I'll trim it and fix it later.